Wow.
Wow.
Quite a moment, quite a statement.
Yeah.
You'd exhausted the repertoire of the world's most beautiful female stars.
Well, I suppose I had, in a way.
I mean, did you think at the time you were bisexual, or were you a gay man having fun?
I loved anyone who fancied me. I came from such a strict, uptight world that every time I had sex, I thought, whoa, I'm living, you know, and I'm not...
How many times did you succumb to this temptation?
In the late 70s and early 80s, really a lot. I can't start thinking about how many people I had sex with, but tons, anyway.
A lot?
Yeah.
You and Paulie Yates, very interesting relationship, because when you got together, she was with Bob Geldof,
yeah.
And before, during and after all that, you were also seeing her.
We were very, very close, I must say, for a long time. And she's someone that I adored and still adore, and I felt very bad for what happened to her in the end, really. It was just terribly, terribly sad. She was an incredible girl, and I still miss her.
Were you in love with her?
I think I was in love with her. I adored her.
How did you square off Bob in all this?
I just ignored him.
Did he know about you?
Yes.
Did you feel guilty at all when she married Bob and you carried on seeing her?
No.
Not at all?
No.
Why?
I don't know. I think it would be for her to feel guilty, not me. Surely.
Well, you knew
I'm not married to Bob.
No, but you knew she was.
Yeah, but that's up to her, what she's going to do about that.
And did Bob ever talk to you during that period when you were seeing her?
Bob rang me up when she died and said, you've got to come to the funeral. And that's really the only time we've ever talked about it.
And he said he wanted you to speak at the funeral?
Mm-hmm. You know, I loved Bob then, at that moment, and, you know, I wanted to be a part of it.
You had a relationship with the French actress, Beatrice Dalle, for several years. She was the last female lover you had?
Yes, she was.
Late 80s?
Oh, maybe...
Was there a little dabble after?
There could have been a couple, yeah.
A couple?
Yeah.
Well, hang on.
Well, hang on, we got the whole of the 90s and the noughties.
Well, exactly.
To go through. There must be something.
So did you carry on sleeping with women through the 90s and noughties?
Well, probably a couple of times, yes, maybe.
But it's interesting to me, so by then you were, in your head, you were pretty sure you were a gay man.
Yes, I was all the way through.
It was just you loved women too?
Yeah, it's lovely being with women, but it's completely different. I was definitely gay all the way through with them. I can't quite explain it, but no, they were all very, very nice relationships.
I know how grotesquely unfair it is to us straight guys if you're walking around nicking all the best-looking women.
Yeah, I got to have all the women and the rest of you just wank over. Basically. That's the way the cookie crumbles.
From your late teens, you were living in London and you were out and about on the gay scene.
Yeah. You know, remember, being gay was only legal for 7 years at that point. So it felt like a political thing. It felt like it felt like freedom.
That must have been a pretty wild time then.
Yes, it was, and especially watching David Tennant's show about Nielsen.
Yeah.
He was in the pub that I used to go to.
Really?
Yeah, the Coleherne, which was this leather bar. I mean, that's where he got 2 or 3 of his victims from.
Wow. So Dennis Nielsen, one of the worst serial killers in this country's history, his victims, a lot of them were, like you, a young gay guy in the bar.
It did strike me anew just recently how dangerous, you know, my life was. I could be dead.
Extraordinary. Then came HIV and AIDS.
Yeah. I discovered about it because I was actually having an affair with another actress in a hotel in London. And she was in the bath, and I was watching the television. And this picture of this guy I used to sleep with came up. And I knew the world literally stood still. And as the sound came in, they said, this guy is one of the first people to get the new gay cancer. So I was really horrified and in shock. From then on, we were immediately outcast, really.
It was called the gay plague.
It was the gay cancer, and you could see, if you went out for Sunday lunch with a family, that someone would gingerly take your plate away from the table and wash it separately. Fair enough, you thought, but, I mean, it was very isolating.
Yeah. You had a boyfriend, Alpho, who got HIV, and it developed into AIDS. And that must have been terrifying for you and for him. And ended your relationship, I think, as well.
I was terrified of it and of him at a certain point too. I certainly don't think it was me at my best. And what's difficult for people to imagine now is what a drawn out and painful and humiliating and scary death it was too.
Do you feel lucky that you survived that period?
Very lucky, and some friends of mine who survived it and didn't have it, you know, were so amazing to their lovers and to their friends. I wasn't. I was scared shitless by it and kind of ran in the opposite direction.